Hi students, welcome back to our channel Smarter Everyday Over Learning. Dear students, what we have been learning the classes from the chapter Organic Chemistry, some basic principles and techniques from grade 11 and CERT. Right, up to now what we discussed and what we studied, those everything, the details I'll provide for you in the description. You can go through them. Dear students, what we discussed, what we studied in our previous class, that's about completely the functional groups, the molecular formula and the IUPAC names. Okay students, IUPAC names and what are the rules, general formula, and how we can give the name to the particular functional groups, everything we studied. Okay, but in our session now, in this session we are going to learn about some rules of nothing but IUPAC rules. IUPAC rules, nothing but IUPAC nomenclature for branched chain alkanes. Here only about alkanes we are going to study in this session. Dear students, what is the main use of these rules? If you learn these rules, what is the use of you? Why we have to read, why we have to study about these rules? Just I want to tell you. And for suppose if they give any compound, any organic compound, just like methane, butane, hexane, pentane, like that, any organic compound, if anyone given to you, then you have to give the name, particular name, just by seeing the particular compound. And these following rules are very useful to you for naming the branched chain alkanes. Okay students, just see the first one, longest chain rule. Longest chain rule basing upon the carbon chain catenation property, basing upon catenation property, you have to study this rule. And the second one is rule for larger number of side chains. Already I told you about this. Branched chain alkanes means there is some larger number of side chains also presented in that, so that rule is helpful for those compounds. And here lowest number rule, for suppose any substituents are added to that particular compound, then you should apply this type of rule. And the fourth one, you can see here, name of the branched chain alkane, how we can give the name to that particular compound, alkane group. And for the branched chain, this fourth rule you can apply to the compounds. And here alphabetical order of the side chains, here the number 5, fifth one is basing upon alphabetical order. Nothing but for suppose here ethane group, methane group, like that, any two types of functional groups are located in that particular compound. To thus basing upon alphabetical order, you should give the name to that compound. And number 6 is numbering of different alkyl groups at equivalent positions. Here for suppose 2 or more alkyl groups are located in that particular compound, then you should apply the 6th rule. And number 7 is naming of same alkyl group at different positions. Okay, positions are different but same alkyl group should be presented there. And number 8 is numbering the complex substituent. What is complex substituent and everything you have to study in this session. Okay students, without doing any late, let's get into the class now. Rules for IUPAC nomenclature for branched chain alkanes. Right, the first one is what I have written there, longest chain rule. Okay, here you have the example how we can apply longest chain rule to this particular compound. I'll tell you. Okay, select the longest continuous chain of carbon atoms. Okay, then if you count like this, 1 2 3 4 carbons will come. And if you count like this, 1 2 3 4 5 6 carbons will come. Okay, then in which way, if you count the carbon atoms, the highest number will come. You should take in that way to give the numbering to the particular compound. Okay, this is called parent chain, while all other carbon atoms which are not included in the parent chain are called branched chain or side chain. Okay, here one branch is located, this is branched chain. And students, now the branched chain alkane is then named as a derivative of the parent chain. It may be noted that the longest chain may or The longest chain may or may not be straight, but it must be continuous. For example, see, in this compound, I'm going to give the numbers from left to right. Then students, I should get here hexane. Why? Because if there are 6 carbons, the root word should be hex. Then all the single bonds only presented here. Then the suffix is ane is the suffix. Right. This is longest chain rule. Once students, you should check the description in that how we can give these suffixes and primary prefix and suffixes, those everything details is there in that previous class. If you observe, if you study that class, and this is the continuation session. Okay, again if I tell all the details from the beginning, it is difficult to me. Okay students, that just the IUPAC nomenclature, the branched chain alkanes, these rules only I'm going to explain in this session. This is hexane. So the longest chain contain here 6 carbon atoms, and hence this example is named as a derivative of hexane. The next example, if you see the longest chain rule, this compound, then what we have to do to give a name of this particular compound. First of all, you should give numbering to the chain. How we can get the longest form of chain? Then students, if you count these carbon atoms like this, from here and here and like this, if you count, I'm going to draw here, right? Okay, just like if you count like this only, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 carbons we got. And if you count in this way from left to right, 1 2 3 4 5 carbons only. Okay students, then so in this way only I should take to give numbering to these carbons, 3 4 5 6 and 7. Okay, 7 carbons. So the longest chain contains here 7 carbon atoms, and hence this compound is named as a derivative of heptane. Hept is the root word and ane is the suffix here, heptane. Okay, this is about the chain longest chain rule, in which way if you get a long form of carbon chains, in that way only you should give numbering to that particular compound. Now we have second one, rule for larger number of side chains. Okay, rule for larger number of side chains here I have written. Right, let's discuss about this. If 2 chains of equal lengths are possible, select the one with a large number of side chains. For example students, just let's see, you can observe carefully. CH, CH2, again CH2, CH3, and here the substituent CH3, here one ethyl group CH2, CH3. Like this the example they have given. Then what is this rule for larger number of side chains means here named as hexane. 1 2 3 4 5 6 carbons located from left to right. If you give numbering, this is hexane with 2 alkyl group substituents. This is methyl group, this is ethyl group. Okay students, okay, in this way. So 2 alkyl groups, but name should be here, see, 1 2 3 4 5 6 2. Okay, 2 methyl, sorry, basing upon the alphabetical order. If you see, you can write here 3 ethyl and 2 methyl hexane. 2 methyl hexane you should write like that. This is the rule for larger number of side chains. Then if 2 chains are equal lengths, okay, lengths are possible, then select the one. Which one you have to select means with a larger number of side chains, like this. If you count like this, you got only 3 carbons, and if you count like this also 1 2 3 4 5 carbons. So hexane means 6 carbons. In this way you should give the numbering for that. For suppose in this example only, if you give the numbering to these carbon atoms in this way, 1 2 3 4 5 6, like this also 6 carbons came. But students, you may ignore this methyl group, so these two should be included in that particular name, so that you can take like this only in a first way, 3 ethyl 2 methyl hexane. That is only correct way. Let's see the next one. The third one is lowest number rule. Okay, number the carbon atoms of parent chain as, for suppose 1 2 3 4 and etc., starting from that end which gives the lowest possible number to the carbon atoms carrying the substituent. For example, you can see the structure of this compound. You can see here 1 2 3 4 5 6 carbons. Okay, 6 carbons. If you give numbering to this left to right, 1 2 3 4 5 6 carbons. Like this means this is the methyl group, that is substituent is located at the third carbon. Okay, third carbon. So not in this way, if you give the numbering from in reverse way, means right to left, here 1 2 3 4, here at fourth carbon only methyl group is located. So students, you should give the lowest number rule. According to this rule, you should give first priority to this lowest number of this carbon. So this is a wrong way. Like this only you should give numbering to these carbon chain. Okay, this is the number that indicates the position of the substituent on the parent chain is called, here students, this is called positional number, or and also called as locant. Should remember this word, locant. Thus the correct locant for this methyl side chain, this is the way from left to right if you give numbering to that compound. Just like this example, when two or more substituents are present in the lowest set of locants, rule is applied. For suppose students, not in that previous way, here two substituents are located, so you have to use the rule of lowest set of locants rule. What is that means? According to this rule, when two or more different sets of locants containing the same number of terms is possible, then that set of locants is the lowest which when compared the term with other sets. Each in order increasing magnitude has the lowest term of the first point at difference. Okay, now for suppose if I give the numbering to this carbon like this, in this way, in this way, in this way, then students, here first carbon 2 3 4 5 6 7 carbons we got here. Then here the set of locants, if you observe here for these substituents, here at the third carbon and at the fourth carbon. So this is the set of locants here. Then if the same compound, if you give numbering in a reverse way, okay, like this from bottom to top, like this, if you give numbering to this chain 2 3 4 5 6 7, like this also you got here 7 carbons. But here the set of locants, if you observe here at the fourth carbon and fifth carbon, there are functional groups located, nothing but substituents are located. So you should give least priority at the third carbon and fourth carbon. So this is the correct way. Like this only you should give numbering to this carbon. Okay, out of two sets of locants, 3 4 and 4 and 5, the first set is lower, hence you can prefer because of the first term, that is 3, and in the first set 3 and 4 is the lower. Okay, and I should give the next example. In these two examples, set of locants you need to identify, and if you give numbering to these carbons 3 4 and 5 like this left to right, then at second carbon and to the second carbon 2 2 and the fourth carbon, at the fourth carbon substituents are located. And students, if you do the same process in a reverse way. If you give numbering to this carbon right to left, then what you should get here 2, 3, 4, 5. Then the set of locants should be 2, 4, 4. So you should give least priority to this only. This is the correct way, so this is the wrong one. Okay, right. This is about then a rule. You have lowest number rule and lowest set of locants rule, and this is basing upon the position of the substituents located to that carbon chain. Let's go for the fourth one, name of the branched chain alkane. Here the prefix, the name of the substituent, here the prefix, that is from alkyl group to the name of the parent alkane and indicate in its position. Then students, just I'll give the example, then I'll tell you on the parent chain by writing before the number of the carbon atoms carrying the substituent. In this compound, to give numbering to these carbon chains, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 carbons are located, then the root word should be but here, then all the single bonds, so butane, ane is the suffix here. Then at second carbon, methyl group is located, then students the name should be methyl 2-methyl butane. Okay, this is the way. Why? Because here basing upon the name of the branched chain alkane, this is the branched chain alkane, and the name what we have to give to this, that's 2-methyl butane. The name of the substituent is separated from its locant by just like this, by a single bond. The final name of this alkane is always written as one word. Some examples, just this is the example, and the next example like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at third carbon. Third carbon, here one ethyl group is located. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 means the root word is hex. All the single bonds means ane, the suffix you have to add here. Then at the third carbon, ethyl group is located, so that 3-ethyl hexane is the name of this compound. This is about this rule, name of the branched chain alkane. Alphabetical order of the side chains. Here is the example you have here. If you give numbering to these carbon chains, then from left to right, 5, 6. 6 carbons are located means the root word should be hex. Then all the single bonds, so hexane. Here at the second carbon, at the third carbon, this is the methyl group and this is ethyl group. Okay. Then the name should be basing upon alphabetical order. Ethyl should come first. E should come first. Ethyl means at third carbon, so 3-ethyl and 2-methyl hexane is the name of this compound. Okay, basing upon alphabetical order. And let's see the next example here, what I have written. Okay, and then numbering should be like this. If you give numbering to these carbon atoms, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this word should be heptane is the suffix here. Then students, at this third carbon, here one ethyl group, so 3-ethyl, and here CH3 to the sixth carbon, so 6-methyl heptane is the correct word of this compound. Okay, for suppose it may be noted here that while deciding the alphabetical order of the various alkyl groups, prefixes, here some prefixes are there, iso and neo. These are considered to be a part of the fundamental name of the alkyl group, while the prefixes sec and tet means secondary and tertiary. These are the words. For example, if you count the total carbons here, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. According to that longest form of the carbon chain, longest rule Okay, and here at the fifth carbon and fourth carbon, here the fourth carbon at fifth carbon, these are the substituents are located. Then the name should be 5-sec and butyl. 1 2 3 4 at fifth carbon, these are the chain, branched chain, this is the substituent completely, and butyl, but is the root word here. Then at the fourth carbon, 4 isopropyl decane. Here ane is the alkane form, and dec and sec, these are secondary. And okay, this is the name isopropyl. Here 1 2 3, here CH3s 2 are there, so 3 carbons, then the root word is prop here. Okay, basing upon the substituents, the name should be like this. Numbering of different alkyl groups at equivalent positions. That means if you see this example here, in this example, if two different alkyl groups are presented at equivalent positions, here this is the alkyl group and this is also one alkyl group, here two alkyl groups are located, the numbering of the parent chain is done in such a way that the alkyl group which comes first, because just see 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, if I give numbering like this, at fifth carbon and at the third carbon, these alkyl groups will come. Okay, and if I give numbering like this, reverse, right to left, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, okay, this is left to right. And now like this, if I give numbering here, and at fifth carbon, sorry, at third, this is third carbon, this is fifth carbon, same, if I give right to left also, like this only alkyl groups will come. So in this way, what shall we do? That means here the first one, first in the alphabetical order, what it should come. Here this is ethyl group, you know that, and here is the methyl group, you know that. Okay, then ethyl, E is the alphabetical order, E is starting, so 3 you should give in this way, this is the right way, and numbering like this is a wrong way. Then students, the name should be here 3 ethyl and 5 at fifth carbon only methyl group is located, right? Then 5 methyl, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 carbons are there. Then the root word should be hept, H-E-P-T, then all the single bonds, so heptane. This is the way. And number 7, seventh one, naming of same alkyl group at different positions. In the sixth one, you saw that alkyl groups at equivalent, nothing but same positions, and now different positions means, just as you can see the seventh one here, different positions. Let's see the examples, then you can understand very easily. Here, when the same alkyl groups occurs more than once in this compound, you can observe 1 methyl, second 3 methyl groups are located, okay, at different positions. Here at the same carbon, but here also another methyl group is located. And numbering to this, numbering means here 2 methyl groups are located. Then students, if you give numbering like this, 3 4 5, 5 means obviously pent, all the single bonds only, so pentane. Okay, right. And now how you can indicate these 3 methyl groups means the positional number of each alkyl group is separated by just like commas, if any number here, second 2 methyl, like that, commas. And students, prefixes such as di for 2 and tri for 3, tetra for 4 are attached to the carbon of the number of alkyl group. However, the prefixes are di, tri, tetra, these are considered just like this at the second carbon. And 2 2 and 4, how many are there? Tri are there, tri methyl. trimethyl pentane. Okay, this is the name. And if you see the next example here, what I have written right here, numbering here is the special one. Methyl group is located here, ethyl group here, again methyl group. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 carbons. 6 means obviously hexane, you know that, hexane, right? And here at fourth carbon, according to alphabetical order, E is comes first. Okay, then 4 ethyl, then 2 4. Here see 2 at second carbon and fourth carbon also methyl groups are located. 2 4 dimethyl hexane is the name of this compound. Okay, this is about the naming of alkyl groups at different positions. For suppose, in case of the same alkyl group occurs twice on the same carbon atom, its positional number is also repeated twice. For example, here see the example here. For this carbon, all the 4 methyl groups are attached here. Then the numbering should be like this: 1 2 3, and 3 means the root word should be prop and all the alkane group, so that propane. Then students, at second carbon here 2 methyl groups, so 2 2 dimethyl, you can add the word 2 2 dimethyl is the correct one here. And if you see this example here, how we can numbering to this: 1 2 3 4 5. So the root word is pentane. Then students, at this third carbon only 2 ethyl groups are located, so the name should be 3 3 diethyl. Pentane is the correct word, IUPAC name. Okay, right. And this is about the naming of alkyl same groups at different positions. Then we shall go for next one. The last rule is numbering the complex substituent. Here 4 cases you need to study. Case 1, case A. In case of substituent on the parent chain is complex, when shall we say that substituent is complex? Means it has a branched chain again. Here see, it has a branched chain again. It is named as a substituted alkyl group by numbering the carbon atom of this group attached to the parent chain as 1. Okay, the name of such a substituent is always enclosed in brackets. Like this, they will mention in the exam also, no need to worry about this. To avoid confusion with the numbers of the parent chain, for example, see this here, this is the complex substituent again, and here if you give numbering to these carbon atoms 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7, like this 8 9 and 10, and here again you have to give numbering to this special, in a special way, 1 2 3. Okay, for this name should be, you have to 10 carbons are located here. Then students, that should be decane. Ane is why? Because all the single bonds only located here. Then methyl groups were located, you have to observe that here and there, 2 3, and the name should be 2 3. How many are there? 2 methyl groups, so dimethyl. And at here the sixth carbon 6, here see again 1 2 3 means prop, right? The root word is prop here. 2 methyl, so 2 methyl propyl. Here this is the complex substituent 2 methyl propyl decane. Okay, like this you can give numbering to this. And let's see the next example. For this, then only will have a clear cut idea. If the compound is like this, and here you have a complex substituent here, right? This is the complex substituent, and here if you give numbering to these compound to these carbon atoms. The total number is 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Okay students, and at fifth carbon, here is the fifth carbon at first, second, third. Okay, at first and second carbons here methyl groups are located. Then 1, 2 dimethyl. This is about completely complex substituent, dimethyl, and here 3 carbons means propyl. And now coming to this main parent chain, nonane. So non is the root word of 9 carbons here, ane is the suffix here. So this is about the first case of numbering the complex substituent. And in second case, case B, in second case, if 2 complex substituents are of equal length, here and here equal length, then the complex substituent with larger number of alkyl group forms a part of the longest carbon chain, while the other one is considered the real complex substituent. For example, if you see here, this is one of the complex substituent, this is completely right. And here students, the next one, this is the complex substituent, and if you give numbering to this carbon like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Okay, this is one chain and this is another chain here. Then the name should be at which carbon atom ethyl group and one methyl group is located, you need to identify. Here see, at fifth carbon, the complete this complex is located here. Then okay students, here also just you can see 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 means the root word should be bute. Okay, bute. Then first of all you should see the complex substituent here. Again you should give numbering to these carbons, 2, 3 and 4th carbon. At second carbon only, here ethyl group is located. Then students, 2 ethyl. Then here are 4 carbons, then the root word should be bute, and this is isostructure, then butyl. This is about this complex structure. And the next one is let's come here, 3 again methyl groups, where they located the methyl groups you need to identify. Here one methyl group and here one methyl group. Okay, and coming to the numbering like this we have given already. Then at the third carbon 3, 3. At the third carbon only 2 methyl groups are located. So 3, 3 dimethyl, decane. Okay, this is the way. In a second way, that is B. A is here like this, A about complex substituents, and here is the B, second session, second topic in a second type complex. If 2 complex structures, complex substituents are located here, what shall we do? See the example of this. It may be noted here that the complete name of the complex substituent is dimethyl butyl. Here diethyl butyl here, and since di of the second one is diethyl butyl group comes first, then E of the ethyl group in the alphabetical order, therefore the locant 5 is given to the complex substituent, and this is the way of giving the name of this. And next one is, in next case, for suppose if the same complex substituents occurs more than once on the parent chain at different positions, prefixes you should add bis prefixes for 2 and tris for 3, and the next word is tetrakis for 4, and the next one is pentakis. Pentakis for 5. These are used before the name of the complex substituents. Okay, these are the prefixes. Let's see the example here. Then we should give numbering to this carbon: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and here 6. Okay, then this is the methyl group, and here one methyl group, and here also let's see, this is the first carbon, again first carbon, here also first carbon, and the name should be at the second carbon methyl group is located, then 2-methyl, 3, 3. At this 3, third carbon only, again 2 substituents are located, so we should add the word bis here, bis, and again here the first carbon methyl, 2 methyl groups, here also at this carbon 2 methyl groups. Then if you indicate once it's enough, 1-methyl hexane, because of 6 carbons. Right, let's see the next example here. Here see the complex substituents are located here. This is one complex substituent and this is also. Okay, and if you give numbering to this carbon, this is one methyl group here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So at fifth carbon, see here 5, 5. At fifth carbon only 2 complex substituents are located here, 5, 5 bis. Okay, bis. And now see this compound here, the first carbon, second and third, and here if you see the first, second and third, this is the numbering, and here 1, 1 di, here 1 and 1, 2 methyl groups, so dimethyl. 3 carbons means the root word is propyl, then again 2 methyl, coming to this 2 methyl decane. Dec is the root word of 10 carbons, decane. This is the correct IUPAC name of this compound. This is the 4th case of 8th rule. Okay students, this is about the 8 rules for IUPAC nomenclature for branched chain alkanes. Okay, I hope you understand. Just we can recall what we have learned in this session about these rules. In longest chain rule, basing upon the carbon atoms, how we can get the long form that you should take. In lowest number rule, you should give the least preference to these substituents, that is the least number. Okay, in this only lowest set of the locants rule also I explained in this session students. Okay, right, and next one is number 4, name of the branched chain alkane, how we should give name to this particular compound also I explained. And next one is alphabetical order of the side chains, if any side chains are presented in that, how we can take care of that by just while giving the name of this compound also I explained. Numbering of different alkyl groups at equivalent positions. At equivalent positions means same positions and different positions also I explained with some examples. Right, and numbering and naming also I have given. And numbering the complex substituents, if there are in that parent chain complex substituents are located, in this case A, case B, and this is the case C and case D. 4 cases completed. Right, this is about today's session students. If you understand this class, please convey your doubts in the comment section, and what is your view also I need to know. Okay students, please subscribe to my channel for my further updates. Okay, this is about completely the rules of IUPAC nomenclature. Right, have a nice day. Thanks for watching.